boys and girls, it's Miss Thompson here with your weekly bedtime story. And as you can see, I have two special guests with me, Cabela, the Eskimo Mozzarella, and Mr. Loki Bee, Buzz Buzz. And tonight I'm going to be reading Boris and Bella, written by Carolyn Creamy, illustrated by Chris Grimley. And it's my favorite Halloween story, so I hope you enjoy it. Boris and Bella. Bella Lugosi was the messiest monster in Booville. Her slime was the slimiest. Her grime was the grimiest. Her pile of lizard gizzards blocked the doorways, and her stacks of snake tails overflowed her counters. None of the other monsters could stand Bella's mess, so Bella lived all by herself. Poor Bella. Boris Clean-It-Off was the tidiest monster in Booville. He vacuumed his vampire bats, dusted his spider webs, and polished his pythons daily. No one could stand Boris's persnickety ways, so Boris lived alone. So sad for Boris. Bella and Boris were neighbors. They did not get along. "Clean up those crusty old cauldrons! I'm sick of your cluttered yard," Boris would shout. "Can't you stop these bewitched broomsticks from sweeping? They're driving me batty," Bella shouted back. And so it went, day in and day out. When Bella had a barbecue, get it? She did not invite Boris. And on Valentine's Day, Boris sent chocolate-covered gargoyle boils to everyone but Bella. Bye, Loki. Then came Halloween. "I think I'll have a Halloween party," said Bella. She made a long guest list with everyone on it, but, you guessed it, Boris. When Boris heard about Bella's party, he decided to have his own. Who needs Bella's stupid shindig, he thought. He invited everyone but Bella. Both monsters mailed their invitations, and both waited for the replies. I think Cabela likes this story. "I'm not coming to your party," Frank Stein said to Bella. "Why not?" Bella shouted. "I'm going to Hairy Beastie's party. His dust bunnies don't bite, and he makes great caterpillar cupcakes." Monsters called Bella for the rest of the day. Everyone was going to Hairy Beastie's party instead of hers. Meanwhile, more monsters called Boris about his party. "I can't come to your party," said Maury Mummy. "Why not?" Boris demanded. "I'll be at Hairy Beastie's party. He doesn't worry about claw marks scuffing the floors." Feel bad for these guys. No one's going to their parties. Halloween night soared in on bat wings. It was cold and dark, the perfect night for a party. They look like they're about to get their Halloween on. Bella sat by herself in her messy cave. "Drat that hairy beastie, my party would have been an absolute scream." Boris sat by himself in his tidy dungeon. "Drat the hairy beastie, my party would have been frightfully delightful." Bella stomped out of her cave. She was going to give Harry a piece of her mind. Boris stormed out of his dungeon. "How dare that hairy beastie ruin everything?" "Out of my way!" yelled Bella. And she pushed Boris aside and tromped into the party, tracking mud all over. "You get out of my way," demanded Boris. He pushed Bella back and wiped his feet on the mat. "Where's Harry?" both monsters yelled. The guests couldn't hear them. They were too busy shrieking and screeching. "Humph," said Bella. "Humph," said Boris. Bella and Boris wandered over to the buffet. Another good Halloween joke. Bella sniffed the snake pit stew. "Not as slobbery as mine," she said. Boris nibbled a maggot muffin. "Too much muffin, not enough maggot," he mumbled. Bella watched some monsters play pin the head on the headless horseman. "What a bore," he sneered. Boris eyed the monsters, bobbing for eyeballs. What a snore, he said. Just then, the Howling Wolfman Band burst into the monster mambo. Soon, every ghoul in town was shaking and quaking. Cyclops bebopped and Fang flip-flopped. The boogeyman boogied while the trolls twirled round. Bago Bones connected his hip bones to his neck bone just for fun. And Maury Mummy was swinging so hard, he came undone. Look at them carrying on, Bella mumbled. They're making fools of themselves, Boris said. The music played on while the two monsters watched everyone else have a good time. Bella sighed. She loved to dance. Boris looked down at the floor. He hadn't danced in so long. Bella looked at Boris shyly. Maybe we should show them how it's done, she said. Boris smiled. We could try, he said. When Bella and Boris came together, they discovered an amazing thing. You're just the right size, they cried. Ooh, they look cute. The two monsters galumphed and galumphed in perfect time to the music. They danced so well, the other monsters cleared off the dance floor to watch. Not bad for a grime fighter like you, said Bella. And you're pretty good for the Queen of Unclean, said Boris. After their dance, they shared a bubbly cup of ghoul drool. Ugh. When Bella wiped her mouth on her sleeve, Boris didn't say a word. And when Boris cleaned up his cup with his handkerchief, Bella didn't tease him. At midnight, everyone lifted their cups and roared. In the corner of the room were the two new friends, grinning at each other with their snaggle-toothed smiles. Happy Halloween, Boris Clean It Off. Happy Halloween to you, Bella Lugosi. And from that night on, Bella tried to be a little tidier. Boris tried to be a little messier. And when Halloween rolled around the next year, they threw the best bash Booville had ever seen. Together. The end. I just love that story because it's all about not judging a book by its cover. And I love how the two main characters get together in the end and share their love of Halloween. I hope you guys all have a happy Halloween and stay safe and don't eat too much candy. Night.